One of the IDP camps for flood victims said he has nowhere to go because the flood destroyed his home last year. Our correspondent is lucky to still be alive.
The area that I'm sleeping just pull out. I was happy that the house did not fall to my side, but fall back. I would have died. The house demolished. The following day, I met a man who said that I should come and stay here. The flood made my crops to be damaged. Everything that I'm doing just to manage up.
Also, Charles Samuel, father of 6 children, said he has not been able to re-enroll his children in school because the flood completely destroyed his motorcycle and farmland, which were his main sources of livelihood.
We went to IGP camp. As we went to IGP camp, we cannot be able to carry all our load. Day by day, the water increases. Before we take all those materials spoiled. Even my Okada machine was spoiled. I was having about 6 hectares of plantain farm. All was spoiled. Cassava was up to 4 hectares. So all spoiled. After the flood, I could come back to my house. The house has bed tried to fall. And as he was trying to fall, God used some stick to which. That is where I am managing now. And there's no source of income. The life becomes very hard, difficult to survive. My children know what to afford for their school.
On his part, one of the community leaders, Chief Enieta Abieba, said contrary to reports, many of the flood victims did not get any attention from government. He also disagreed with calls for those living in flood-prone areas to relocate due to impending floods this year.
On governments and well-meaning organizations and individuals to the aid of our people. Because we are aware that there were humanitarian activities projected for ameliorating the sufferings of the people. These materials, some of them did not reach out to the real victims. Till today, there has not been any attention to that effect. Communities don't have the necessary way to help themselves in terms of flood. How do you expect an ordinary community to provide the opportunity for escaping the flood? Why should you move before the flood? Where are you moving to? How much are you holding? How long can you sustain yourself in where you are going to? Every household has a lot of property. Where do you keep the property?
As you may know, the River State government set up a task force last year and approved 1 billion naira for emergency relief measures to support flood victims in over 200 communities in 4 local government areas, namely Ogba, Egbema, Ndoni, Lantanelga, Ahoda West, Ahoda East, and Abua Odua. From the federal government's data, the 2022 floods affected many parts of the country, displaced over 1.4 million people, killed over 600 people, injured more than 2,400 persons, about 82,000 houses damaged, and 332,000 hectares of land also affected. Rainy season set in fully in April. And at the moment, even though we are going to be transiting government quite soon, there is no known plan on how to avoid a repeat of the devastating impact of last year's floods. Let's talk about this for a bit. And before we dive into the conversation proper, I'd like to extend an invitation to the River State government. He'd like to come explain what exactly government did or has done or is doing about this situation. You're welcome to do so to be Enhanced Factor at any time that's convenient for you. Also, what happened to the 1 billion? How was it expended? And any other related matter you'd like to bring to the knowledge of the public. So, let's get on with it then. I'm asking you, why is the River State government seemingly unable to properly plan for the floods? What do you think is responsible for that? Why is it that every year the strategy is what I like to refer to as the Choi strategy, the Choi strategy. The warnings come, hydrological agencies give the warnings, NIMET gives the warnings, everybody gives the warnings. The only thing missing probably is God did not come down to give the warning himself. And yet we do nothing, or just about nothing. The floods come, sack people's homes, destroy communities, destroy farmlands, render people without anything, destroying their entire livelihoods. And then, the honorables start paying visits afterwards and fold their arms and are saying, Choi, 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 Choi. See, our people are suffering. Choi. What do you think that's the case? What's responsible for this? And what should the River State government do to properly plan for these floods? And also, from your perspective, what do you think happened to the 1 billion naira earmarked for flood victims by the River State government? Was it judiciously expended, or do you think otherwise? Lines up and call 070-0923-0923. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. We're live on Twitter as well, at Nigeria Info PH. Once again, via Twitter, at Nigeria Info PH. Hello. 973, welcome. Hello.
Good afternoon, Adedayo.
You're welcome, go on.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel. First, I want to thank you for bringing up this issue because the way things are going, I don't know the intelligence reports and what the Nigerian government is trying to protect, or the DSS.
No, just a moment. I think you're not listening to your radio right now. That matters. That was during my rant, and that was for the last hour. Currently, I'm discussing a different matter.
Okay.
All right. If you still want to discuss this, by the way, you can call in during the open season segment after the 6 p.m. news.
Okay. So, which program are you into now? So
Please listen to your radio set. Once you familiarize yourself with what's been discussed, you may call back. Hard Factor, welcome. All right, go ahead.
Good evening.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, from what I observed, that 1 billion naira that was released by the West State government, to me, is an audio money. An audio money.
Hello? Hello? Oh my. Please call back if you can. 913, hello, go ahead.
Good afternoon, this is Peter calling from Blackbox.
Go ahead, please.
The same thing I want to say, that was what the last caller was saying. Are you sure you just said the money was a mark? Are you sure the government released the money? That is the question. Just investigate if the government released the money first, before we know how it was used.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
I'd like to welcome, go on.
So, I'm actually on this flood of a thing. In Port Harcourt, if you go to some area, you will see the beds on the road, the gutters are filled up. In that way, when rain falls, you see floods everywhere, empty people's compound. Can't there be a way where they will organize a kind of a group that will stop people from throwing the area or bring out these dots to be on the road so that people can dispose their beds properly? That's my suggestion, because the flood is actually because of the bed.
Well, maybe in cities like Port Harcourt, like you said, but I don't think the people of Ndoni, is it Ndoni I meant to say, or Andoni? Yeah. No, Ndoni I meant to say. I don't think they're
the same thing, no matter whether city or village.
No, it's not the same thing actually. You have different causes. For example, Ndoni, you have the River Niger. There's the River Niger bank there, and of course some other local government areas and communities. So during the rainy season, the River Niger overflows its banks, and that's why you have severe floodings in those places.
Then they have to shift from that area. If it happens, they should shift from that area. Would they keep building and keep destroying? What would they be gaining from that?
Shift and go to where?
That's just my take.
Who's going to build for them if they go somewhere else? Where are they going to go to?
I don't know, that's just my take, though.
All right, sir. Hello, you're welcome.
Very good evening.
All right, go on.
I'm calling from Board.
Go ahead.
I think that 1 billion naira could have given them a settlement, as in a separate structure was supposed to be built for them in case of this kind of thing that we are expecting now. But for me, I think the governor did not give them that 1 billion naira, because we know the governor that is this kind of person that will say this and will go back and do another thing. He speaks from both sides of his mouth. So that is my challenge.
Why do you feel certain that the governor did not release the 1 billion?
Because we are aware. This is the first time that he has been making some promises. He will say he will do this.
For example.
Okay, before now, he told the youth that he's going to employ 5,000. 5,000 workers to fill the gap in the primary in the school. He also said he's going to employ 7,000 persons. Up to now, he has not.
Yeah, are there other things the governor has said that he will do that he did?
The only thing that the governor said that he will do, and he has, is to carry our money. He promised Lagos people 300 million naira. He gets to them.
How about the flyovers that he promised? Didn't he construct them?
He promised Sokoto.
How about the flyovers that he promised? Didn't he construct them? But I think we're focusing. Okay, how about the flyovers that he promised? Did he not construct them?
Those flyovers, you can evaluate the cost of those flyovers. You know that it's just enriching.
I think you're shifting the goalpost. But that's not the focus of the conversation. The focus is the floods. So can we focus on that?
Yes, I know. That is why I'm saying that he did not remit the money. That is why we have this challenge again, because it's coming.
Okay. Hello, 90.3.
Yeah, there. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi, go on.
I'm Sir Ken by name.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, a quick one to this flood teaching. I will take you to Arogbo in Ondo State. Down Ondo State. Their structures, the water there is stagnant. It doesn't move. So all their structures are above the water line. So if they might need the government to give a floating accommodation. After the season, it will go down. And probably to carry their properties away and the rest. It will prevent that. They can go away from there to relocate somewhere. After this flood, they cannot come back. Then safely, their properties are safe there. So I am thinking of that. Exception of that, this flood is not made by Wiki or any governor that will come. It's natural. So I please.
Yeah, true. It is natural. It's not caused by a government, but however, government has to deal with it.
Yeah, so that's my ticket. If we go to the other robo, throughout from Bogoda waterfront down to the ocean there. I've traveled, I've walked over there as a sexual production officer there. We use houseboat to do whatever they want to do there. So if there will be even a houseboat, I'm talking of a houseboat kind of structure. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
You as well. Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hello, you're live on radio. This is Nigeria Info. Go ahead, please. All right, moving on. 91.3, welcome.
Hello, good evening, Dayo.
Hi there, go on.
Okay, the issue on ground, see, as one of the previous scholars already said, to me, we cannot categorically say that the government didn't give us any money. You see, because at least we can point out one or two places within Rivers State where some palliative were actually giving. But we can only say that we don't know the exact amount. Fine, the government mentioned 1 billion, but we don't know if actually 1 billion was given out. But we can categorically too say that something was given out, because I know that one or two places palliative are given in this period. But notwithstanding, a lot still needs to be done. It's not about giving out palliative. It should be all about,
for example,
how to prevent this thing or not to happen again. What will you do between now and when it will come, so that when it comes, it will not affect livelihood? That should be the vein of the matter. That should be
why do you think the government for successive years? Why do you think the government for successive years has not been able to figure this out, seemingly?
So I didn't get you.
Why do you think the government for successive years has seemingly been unable to figure, just a moment, why do you suppose the government seemingly has been unable to...
I can't hear you.
Okay, sir, great to hear from you. Sorry, I have to move on. But I was trying to ask the caller why he thinks the government has not been able to deal with it, to figure this out rather, because he was talking about being proactive and coming up with mitigating ideas, yes, the floods will come, and nobody's saying the government is responsible for the floods, But what do you do about it? Are you being proactive? Join the conversation live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigerian for PH. Via Facebook, Stephen Igudu goes, do we have a proactive government? Ned Aguma, it's very obvious that the state government is not proactive enough to mitigate the negative impact of the floods here. The same government that swore to protect lives and property, what happened to the audio 1 billion naira released by Governor Wike? God save us. Saviti Yose goes, election has ended. Everybody now is on their own. They should cry their cry and face the problems alone. By now, they have known how election promises work in this country. Once again, I'm asking why is the government, the Rivers State government especially, seemingly unable to figure this out, and what does it need to do really in terms of figuring this out, and what do you make of the 1 billion that was earmarked as well for the flood victims? How do you think that went? Hello, you're welcome.
Good evening, Dayo.
Hi, go ahead.
Hello, dear King. Dayo, it is a very sad situation in River State particularly, most especially those people who are in Orashi region. Last year, flooding. I visited Ahoda. I visited a community called Ihoka. I experienced and I see what people were passing through. We are saying, and Binyane Sonkola are saying 1 billion naira was given. How many persons, if you share this 1 billion naira, each of the households cannot get 10,000 from this 1 billion naira given by River State government? One will ask question, if you see the level of damages that these people, this flood caused to them on a yearly basis, you cannot, it's far bigger than the 1 billion naira or the 10,000 naira palliative that the state government will do to them. I believe very strongly if we will tell ourselves the truth and government will stand up to their obligation, there are ways to remedify this yearly incident of flooding. If River State government can build 1 to 12 flyovers, we can look for a way to mitigate this. What will happen if we can put drainage to channel this thing to go where it's supposed to go? These are the things we should be thinking, not giving people money. This money cannot solve the damages they have from this flood on a daily basis. Thank you, Dayo.
You're welcome as well. Hello?
Hello, Dayo. Good afternoon.
All right, go on.
Okay, let me start by saying that Nigeria is known to be a country that has, well, I cannot tell geographically the amount of water that occupies our land. Now, what that simply means is that we have people who are saddled with responsibilities in government to put infrastructures in place. That is because Nigeria is not Dubai, where they created artificial water for their purposes. Nigeria is not like Afghanistan, where most of their lands are dry, maybe rocky. So what it means is that we, the people, and the government, who they say came out from the people, are not considerate. Now, people who live by the water bank, I am from a place where we are predominantly fishermen.
Okay.
And I knew when I was small, growing up, how the military government usually come yearly to drain, how do they call it, to dredge the water, right?
Hmm.
Because there are periods in a year where we usually experience flood, and they usually come for some time to do that. Now, apart from drilling the waterway, that is what I said by saying that we have land that, our geographical region is covered by both water and land. And because of dredging, it helps ferries, the one they call boats, to move through these waterways so that it will not be stuck. Now, that is where transportation comes in because of water. I don't want to start saying how blessed Nigeria is due to the place that we have found ourselves, where we have both land, water, and maybe air. But the water now has become a cause and a trouble and a wahala to us because we have people who cannot harness the potentials that this water has for us.
But why do you think that? Why is it that you are able to think this out? Why? How is it that you're able to figure this out, and government is unable to?
Now, they say there are interests. Even government, if you hear them, they have areas of interest where they want to focus on or concentrate on. Let's use River State as an example. You see the government has built 12 flyovers. And where are these flyovers located? Within, I don't know how to calculate the mass or the distance of what Port Harcourt and Obiakpor occupied, but you can see one flyover where you are standing and you are the next flyover. Maybe if you take an area shot, an helicopter view, you can see that, okay, now the other flyover, that one, now Rumola, okay, you can see that. Now, you cannot concentrate this investment in the water side of your river state. You can't look at people and say, okay, now what is this? What is reason for the flyovers? To ease transportation. Now you have river banks, you have water that you can use for transportation too if you dredge this water. That will bring money to your own pocket. Because I believe that these jetties that are built are controlled by government and it generates revenue for the government. Dayo, I am not sure that there will be a toll gate as you are climbing the flyover. Like you said, bring your ticket before you climb. Use this toll gate to climb the Rumokoro flyover. It's not there. But before you use any jetty, and ferry to the other side of the other jetty, I believe there are tickets that you pay. So why are people voted into power cannot see the importance of water to them? Now that baffles me. I am not an expert in this. It is because I grew up in the water side. Now the 1 billion naira, if you ask me, because the people that talk about this 1 billion naira, NGOs also came out to support the victims. So I wonder where the government, I love that you said you have extended an invitation to them to come and explain or say something. At least let the people know what we have done as the government. We love you people. This is what we have done. That I just say, just like I said, the governor-elect will not attend your debate. I dare say that before the week at the show ends, none of them will come to your show and explain. However, thank you, Dayo. My name is Clement.
You're welcome. We got 25 minutes to go to 5 o'clock. Top of the hour at 5, the news update comes up. But for the moment, discussing flood management in Rivers State. The floods will come. It's inevitable. Very soon, the warnings will start coming from relevant agencies of government, NIMET, hydrological services, you name it. They're going to start coming from from NEMA as well, the National Emergency Management Agency. The warnings will come as they come every year, but we do nothing. We do absolutely nothing. We wait for the floods to come. Houses are submerged. Farmlands are destroyed. People's livelihoods are destroyed. They have nowhere to turn, nowhere to go. And then somebody goes there to fold their hands, pointing at nothing in the distance and saying, "Choi, choi, choi." See what our people are going through. Why is government seemingly just unable to do something about this? You know, and what should government do, by the way? And that 1 billion, what do you think has happened to it? We've got 24 minutes to go before 5 o'clock. Call 070-093-093. Hello, you're welcome. Hello? A reminder, you can join the conversation via Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH. Hello.
Hello, Dayo.
Hi, go on.
Good name, Godwin Awala calling from Romolomini.
Go ahead, please.
This situation, I want to see on how we can avoid this choice. This choice is not only for the flood victim. It is something that is affecting, is going to be for everybody in River State. Because the situation we faced last year is coming. In a situation where we started buying Gary at the rate of 7,000, that is what we are buying Gary now. It's coming. The people of River State, they should just prepare. Since the government is not doing it, we should get ready to buy Gary at 14,000, 15,000 again. I think that's just what I want to say. If we are looking at, only the flood victim, we should know that it's not only the flood victim, it's all of us. So we should get ready because whatever they suffer, we will also suffer it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And that's an interesting angle to this, really. I mean, there are security implications here. I might even say national security implications, because if food security is threatened, that has even broader security implications as well. And I mean, if farmlands are destroyed, cocoyams are destroyed, and all of that, and where's the Gary going to come from? Demand is going to be restricted. Supply is not going to reduce. Prices are going to soar. Elementary economics. Hello, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dayo.
Hi, go on.
Maybe it's my name, yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, is this a flood issue?
Yes.
I don't know. I have a solution to this problem.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What is it?
Now, if you go to our rivers, because I've studied, all the rivers, from River Niger down to Bayelsa River, I discovered that more than 3/4 of the waterways, that is, the river, have been taken over by sand.
Okay.
Now, if we dredge, because let me give you, a scenario that is more easy to understand. Look at the drainage along our way. If you look at the amount of dirt inside, little rain that falls, the whole road will be flooded. But believe me, if they excavate all those drainages and remove all the sand, I bet you, no matter the rain that falls, the road will not be flooded. It's the same thing that is applicable to the rivers and our creeks. If we evacuate those sand there, the water will not come to town to disturb people again. That is just the solution to this problem.
So, once again, I'll ask a recurring question. Why has government not thought to do this?
Maybe nobody has suggested this to them.
Really? That's it? Okay,
no,
so now that you've suggested it, are you confident government will act on your suggestion?
It's left to them, because this flood every year, it's not the best. Seems as if we really don't know what we are doing.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Right.
Great to hear from you as well. I'd say. Chile Edwin goes, it would have been easier to get an answer if governance was active in the state. But the problem is that the governor doesn't care, was rather concerned with building bridges that links only between him and his Julius Berger. 91.3. Line still open 070-093-093. Joining via Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Good evening, Dar. The only solution to the flood problem is dredging of the Orashi River. The billion spent but not seen will go a long way if Orashi is dredged. Thank you, Dar. That's from Step. Oh, hello, Step. Good evening, Dar. The River State government cannot figure out how to handle flood issues in the state because the matter is not politics. IU, G5 and PDP primaries and on groundness. It's indeed really sad that people who have no business in government are the ones piloting the affairs of many in some of our states. We've got that's from Chris. These floods are man-made. Financial compensation is not really sustainable. Damming and that slowly releasing in dry season can go a long way to mitigate the rate of these floods. Why is no one thinking in that direction? Why liaise with the FG and make sure that happens? Why not liaise with the FG and make sure that happens? The cash does not even get to everyone. Thanks. I have this strong feeling that the River State government, led by Nyesom Wike, did not release their claimed money to the flood victims. If really he did, let him say who was in charge of the claimed money and let them be invited to the media for questioning. I think it's all the money. That's from Ifai. Hello, Hot Factor, welcome. Hello? Another message here. The 1 billion earmarked for that exercise can be likened to a situation of looking for a pin thrown into the sea. This is where the EFCC and some state financial fighting organizations should come in. And as for Michael. (913). Hello?
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Good evening, Nigerian Police Prince. I'm calling from Abba Road.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the issue on ground, there is nothing much to talk about. Our government knows the right thing to do. Are you with me?
Loud. Yes, I am. Go ahead.
They know the right thing to do, but corruption will not allow them to do it. Our rivers and our creeks are due for dredging. But do you know that some people working on that will collect this money and use it for their personal interest without even minding the damages it will cause to others? I mean, we are talking about people's lives and properties to be damaged. I mean, it's very bad. It's very bad. Please, let's do the right thing. Let our drainages be clean always, so that can pass easily without any furthers. Thank you very much. I'm concerned for my virus.
Very welcome as well. We've got about 15 to go to 5 o'clock. The news update comes about 5. We delve into some other matter after that. But for the moment, floods is still the subject of discussion. Hello? Good afternoon. Do we really have government that cares about the people of River State? No. Do you know that the people of Anelga and the areas affected by the last year's floods buy cassava stems and other seeds at a very high cost? A functional and reasonable government will provide those things for the citizens to plant. Too bad. That's from Prince Ozor. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Still go on.
Yeah, this is Prince Isaac Izere. I'm calling from India.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, when we talk about a tropical area you need to go to is Indiama area. You know what we do normally suffer? Now we're talking about that 1 billion naira that was the amount for the victims of the flood. The only time India or Russia region were actually assisted was during Goodluck Jonathan's regime. He's too slow to come to India to come and witness the flood by himself. That was the first time I saw him. He was there with us. And he saw the palliatives that were brought. So politicians, some other well-made Nigerians brought their own too. And these things were duly shared among us, all the victims. And we actually, it felt our pain. But how the heck do you be about and as 1 billion naira to be shared to flood victims without you supervising it, knowing the kind of a country you come from? We never, I'm telling you from the honest from the bottom of my heart, we do not even see a dime. We're only hearing this money from the radio. And as we are talking, just like the last caller I just said, my people are now buying cassava stems to plant. And we are not still getting information that the flood is still coming.
Of course it's going to come.
The part of the east-west road that was destroyed by the flood is still there. Nothing has been done about it, and the rainy season is now coming. I don't know how we'll be able to access Ahoda and Port Harcourt when the flood comes again, or maybe during the rainy season.
What are your recommendations to the government?
Suffering. Thank you very much.
We have two waterways, either fresh water or salt water. The problems comes from the fresh waterways. One of the callers pointed out the problem, dredging, but the solution is damming. Thank you. That's from Otto. Hello?
Hello. Good evening. Afternoon, Dayo.
You're welcome to go on.
Yeah, actually, the discussion on the table is a concern for everybody as long as Rivers State is concerned. Problem we have is that we are not sophisticated, scientific, sophisticated leaders who after gone to various countries around the world, the Western world, they see how they even build houses on the water that is eroded. They see how their drainages are neat, that they always do, animals or fun in order and the views round about the shores, and people go there for picnics and all that, and they enjoy it all. And come here, they don't do such things. Everywhere in Rivers State is put. There is no proactive measures that government takes to mitigate against this, even during the dry seasons. So to make embankment within those communities where this flood ravages every now and then, giving them money on yearly basis cannot really mitigate the problems, cannot really take away this suffering. We have only two most destructive elements in the world, fire and water. And it behoves on us that God has given us the intellect to know how to guide ourselves and be able to build our environment and safeguard our lives. But our leaders wouldn't go. Even here at Omagwa, I'm calling from Omagwa. Okay. Each time it rains, there are lots of people that are bought land within the area at the Imogu. But each time it rains, everybody's heart is panicking. Everyone is panicking and panting. Because 2019, what they suffered, people suffered here. The rains came, the flood came and entered into the houses.
No, you said that giving them money. You said that giving them money every year is not the way to go. Are they really giving money every year? Hello, can you hear me?
Without strangers, such community.
Hello, caller, can you hear me? Hello, I need you to listen. I'm trying to ask you a question. Can you hear me?
Hello?
All right, my question to you is, you said earlier that giving them money, yearly is not the solution. Do you know for a fact that government actually gives the victims money?
Yes, they give money. Good Lord have given money at its own time. This time, what? Okay.
How much was given to them?
Is how much that was given to them?
Yes.
1 billion naira was earmarked for flood victims in Rivers State. That was last year. How much did it go to mitigate the problem?
How much was given to the victims is what I'm asking you. How much was given to the victims?
I don't know. Even some of them received 2,000 naira. Is that money? Some of them received 3,000 naira. Is that money?
Is there money with all their properties that we have destroyed and land wasted, their crops damaged, and their foodstuffs, everything? Is that mitigation?
You know persons who actually received 2,000 or 3,000 naira?
Lots of people, yes. Lots of people. Lots of people.
And who gave them this 2,000 or 3,000 naira?
The agents that the monies were given to pass on to them. The middlemen between the government and the people. These are the people that are eating the joy of the people, eating them all down and eating them away. These are the agents of government that they will send to go and mitigate, do these things for these people. Your brother that is ravishing in problems, and you go and add more problems to them because you just want to enrich yourself as an agent to meet them up. It's not fair. It's not fair. Rain is coming this very, as we're talking to you now, the rains has come, and then everybody doesn't know, nobody knows where to fly to when once the flood comes. And nobody is caring to come and see. The Ministry of Environment does not care to come and check this area, how they can be able to channel the water out of this place and make the people to live and contribute to the growth of the economy of this community.
What do you have for me as well? Via Facebook, Sonia Moses goes, the flood has swallowed the 1 billion naira. That will be a tragedy, I suppose. What about 7 minutes ago, before 5 o'clock, still 070 093 093. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Dayo.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
You're welcome.
Let me give you some information during the Yaradua. This river Niger was awarded from Kogi to Usho, that's Bayelsa. That is true, from Kogi to Usho. Then the work started at Kogi. I was in Abuja then. The work started at Kogi, and another one company. So when the Yaradua died, the good luck come up and they terminated the job. That's what they are suffering now. They terminated the job. Ask anybody, even in Abuja, Kogi people, that's what Kogi is suffering, it is the same thing now. That's the Kogi bridge. And that's what, even ask anybody who can remember, good luck for what they did, and the work started immediately. Then the good luck terminated the contract. That's what happened. That's why the people of this area are suffering.
Maybe if that did happen, government just needs to resuscitate that contract then, possibly.
Yes.
Also on Facebook, Precise goes, the government knows what to do if they really want to avoid the situation. But I ask, what about the ecological fund from the federal government? Yeah, that's a valid question, I do believe. The annual flooding crisis is a failure of national environmental policy because as a country we failed to build the requisite dams to cope with discharge from the Lagos Dam in Cameroon. But as sub-nationals, the states can equally execute several mitigation measures to avert this recurring issue. 1. Build mini dams that can also generate power and irrigate floodplains for farming. 2. Relocate at-risk communities. 3. Clear all onshore drainages and blockages. 4. Mandate state EMAs to prepare their relief materials ahead of time, prepare the IDP camps, ensure medics are on ground, provide safe drinking water, etc. 5. Build dikes. This has worked in Miami, Holland, and other low-lying locations in the developed world. Sadly, Sadly, none of these actions will be evident because we don't have the right people in leadership. The problem is leadership. These things are not rocket science. The victims, as usual, will be on their own. That's one bomb. Myself and all my family members were victims of the 2012 and last year's flood. No single money relief materials was given to us in a Posi community. The money claimed to be given was all political. That's from Prince Obi. And on Facebook, Akikwe Lebari goes, a country that fails to plan is already planning to fail. Well, the floods will come. The floods are inevitable. They will come. question is, what are we doing about it? And by we, especially government, are we taking any of the proactive measures that have been recommended by the respondents so far? And the message I just read out, that seems something like an action plan, like a master plan sent in by Bob, which I read just a while ago. Are we going to have any concrete actual strategies to deal with this? Or are we going to use the same strategy we have been using over the years that has accomplished absolutely nothing? Are we still going to resort to the Choi strategy again? Floods, are impending. Warnings are given. Nobody does anything. The floods come. Whole communities are sacked. And then somebody goes there to fold their arms in front of cameramen and other reporters and journalists to shake their heads and say, Choi, Choi, Choi. See what our people are going through. All right. Well, we got the news update coming up for the hour at 5 o'clock. After that, discussions continue. Speaking of discussions continuing, I was threatened, pressurized to manipulate results. That's according to Abia INEC returning officer OT. How should the country handle this information? In your estimation, how has the country even handled this information? Has it handled it well at all? What does it say about electoral process? Do stay tuned. Hard Facts return shortly.